1943, Central Chark at Wundowie, a place that is now fast becoming famous for iron. This unique and highly integrated industry is situated about 40 miles from Perth and is on the fringe of the Jarrah belt. Throughout the Jarrah country occur many outcrops of iron ore. These are usually low-grade deposits, but are very useful for blending with higher grades. Western Australia is endowed with huge jarrah forests, virtually single species. Wundowie operates on an area of forest country, roughly 15 miles radius. In all, there are 4 million acres of jarrah forest in this state. It is a valuable timber, but the waste wood averages about 40 tons per acre. At present, there is no use for this waste other than the production of charcoal. The field operations are almost entirely mechanized. Mobile power saws are used for felling the trees and then for docking the logs to convenient lengths for milling. The logs are immediately bucked. After cutting an area, the boles, unsuitable for milling, and the limb wood are left to dry for periods of up to 2 years. Cutters again cover the area. The wood is prepared for the retorts. It is loaded onto heavy-duty trucks and carted to the plant. On the present scale of operations, it is estimated that well over 100 years' supply of wood is available. The land being cleared is mainly used for grazing purposes as soon as suitable pasture is established. Mobile jib cranes and tractors load the mill logs onto the diesel transports. Each year, an average of 45,000 tons of logs are conveyed to the works. At the works, each diesel transport with its load of logs is checked over the certified weighbridge. The logs are handled in 2 modern sawmills with a combined average annual output of 12,000 tons of sawn timber. The great twin circular saws commence their task of conversion. As much sawn timber as possible is recovered. Sufficient scantling for 2 homes is produced each day. Selected timber is conveyed by forklift to the drying stacks. Here, in a suitable climate and on an elevated position, the picked timber is carefully stacked. Separating strips of timber allow the boards and planks to season by the natural method. Waste timber from the mill is drawn on a slow-moving elevator to the continuously revolving gang saws. 25,000 tons of this blockwood or mill ends are produced each year. Controlled by a wheel, the blockwood falls from the hopper to the latticed steel wagons called wood buggies. Each buggy contains about 2.5 cords. These buggies are drawn as required from the mill or the cordwood stack. An electrically driven transporter moves the buggies to the retorts. Each retort holding 4 buggies is heated externally by means of blast furnace gas and gas drawn from the wood distillation process. Each distillation cycle takes about 24 hours, depending on the initial moisture content of the wood. 12,000 gallons of pyroligneous acid containing water, tars, acetic acid and methanol are processed by the fractionating method daily from the baking of 96 tons of wood. This panel of motors automatically controls the flow of liquids through the refinery, working 24 hours a day. Crude methanol and other low boiling products like acetone, aldehydes and methyl acetate are distilled. The crude methanol is refined by further distillation, yielding pure methanol, methyl, acetone and wood naphtha. Glacial or pure acetic acid, as well as a technical or industrial grade, is produced. Marketed throughout Australia in stainless steel drums, 90% acetic acid used mainly as a food preservative. Glacial acetic acid, 99% pure, is in high demand. Methyl alcohol used in textiles, paints and varnishes. Although local ore with about 45% iron content was originally used, Wundowie now supplies the main requirements of hematite ore. Wundowie is 221 miles from Wundowie. All ore is mined by open cut methods. It is estimated that at least 100 million tons of high-quality ore is above the water table. Wundowie ore has excellent physical properties as well as a high iron content of 62.5%. At the quarry, the mined ore is crushed, screened and graded, and then conveyed to elevated storage bins. The crushed ore is transported to Southern Cross, a distance of 30 miles. At the Cross, it is tipped into steel end tipping railway trucks for its long journey to Wundowie. At Wundowie, after samples are tested, the ore is placed in segregated heaps and bins. It is fed into the blast furnace in carefully calculated proportions. The production of charcoal is a continuous process. The waste wood, after 24 hours of baking, bursts into flame on meeting the air. The flames quickly subside in the coolers. The final product, a high-quality charcoal, is withdrawn from the coolers and storage bins. Measured quantities of iron ore, magnesite, limestone, manganese and charcoal are fed into the blast furnace by skip car. Steam raising plant is essential for electric power. The boilers consume sawdust, tar from the wood distillation, blast furnace gas not required by the retort, and limb wood from the bush clearing. 1,000 degrees air blast burns the charcoal. Every 5 hours, night and day, the furnace must be tapped, releasing the molten metal brought down by the terrific internal heat. The iron flows freely from the furnace with a bright glare. The thick slag follows sluggishly. This byproduct is sold for insulation. The iron passes under a gate and over a weir to the ladle, which holds 10 tons of metal. From the ladle, the iron is pigged on a casting machine. The filling molds pass under a water spray to cool the pigs before they drop into the waiting truck. The casting machine produces pigs, each weighing about 45 pounds, notched and free from sand. Scrupulous care is taken in testing all production. Every cast is numbered and kept separate to meet all desired specifications. Wundowie special irons are well received in the eastern states and overseas. Reliable grading is essential. A complete range of foundry iron is made for local needs. Special irons include those low in sulfur, phosphorus, manganese, titanium, and other interfering elements. Most of the production is shipped from Fremantle, 52 miles from Wundowie. Shipments are made direct by diesel road transport or from the stock depot adjoining the North Wharf. This electromagnet is an interesting item of equipment, saving considerable time and much back-breaking manhandling of the pig iron. And where might this pig iron be going? To Argentina, to Canada, to Switzerland, or San Francisco. It has been sold to the four corners of the world. From all customers there are good reports and pressing requests for further supplies. This highly integrated industry is an interesting demonstration of complete utilization of a very small part of the vast forests and metallurgical assets of Western Australia.